welcome back to Cat Poop Crazy Carl. It's your boy Mr. C back in the house, Poppy Carlo, Mr. C the Enforcer. Check me out on the Twitch and Twitters and all that ill stuff too, you know what I mean? Check out Poppy Carlo, Mr. C the Enforcer. One of those things will show me up. Mr. C Force, tap in one of them. MistaSeeTwitchGang, something like that will show me up. So, you ready for the next episode, y'all? We down to episode 5. Now, if you haven't noticed, each one of my episodes have a certain overall theme and concept, and basically, I'm trying to group certain logics of life. As you know, in the beginning of all of these talks, I give something called the intro premise, where I kind of give a semi-boring talk, even though I'm a goofball no matter what. But I also like to keep you up with what's going on. You may have noticed I had an animal theme, a people theme, a race theme, a serious issues theme. And this one, I'm going to call episode 5, and this overall theme is called a hodgepodge, which is basically, there's not a general theme, more of a hodgepodge of things that have a similar relation that I'm going to draw, similar to the movie Crash, where things that have different directions end up in the same place at the same time in a certain kind of way. And this particular one, once again, is called episode 5, Hodgepodge. We be looking a stupid. Yeah, episode 5, Hodgepodge. We be looking a stupid, man. I be looking a stupid, fool. I be looking tonto, fool. I'm stupid, right? But we gonna get into that. Now, the whole thing about we be looking a stupid is that there's a lot of different things we do in life, and we think we're doing great. We think it's perfectly normal to do. Well, when you kind of backtrack and you analyze what we do and what we're going through, there's all these different angles of how, we be looking stupid, man. So we're going to check it out. We're going to get into this episode. So the premise is based on that. I'm going to give you a hodgepodge of different scenarios, life experiences, joke combine, some truth, some fun. And we're going to, like I said, find ways to understand each other through reality, comedy, and good times. And plus, I'm crazy. Let's get it in episode 5. Huh? Oh, hey, how you doing, John? Oh. What? I don't understand, John. My TPS reports weren't inaccurate, so now I'm getting a written and I can't get my bonus? Fuck you, John. Anyway, that's pretty much the feeling that you're gonna get at the end of this particular part 1 of episode 5 of the Hodgepodge. We be looking a stupid. And this particular one is called Corporate Souls for Sale. And we're gonna talk about that and what I mean. This particular one is what I call the Corporate Soul for Sale, the story of Corey. So Corey, he's your average guy, went to high school, never could really bang the chick he always wanted to bang, mastered his masturbation game, got really good at video games, maybe even a sport, eventually gets a chick, maybe late in school or college, whatever, right? Corey goes on. He goes to college, does his thing, maybe has his fun, gets drunk, couple of fights, never gets arrested, finishes school, gets his degree. Corey's your average guy with the college degree, maybe or maybe not has student loans, and Corey's out. Corey has no color. Corey is a colorless man. Corey is every average dude, right? And this is also Corey who can be a woman, because Corey can be, because we can do everything in this world. So I apologize, ladies. Corey can also be a lady, the average woman who went to school, didn't get to bang the football player, didn't get to get the guy that was the rich kid. They kept getting, Weird Harold that followed him around and everybody questioned his character. Is he or not a school shooter? I don't know, but I'm not going to be alone with him for 15 minutes. That's all I'm saying, right? So, once again, Corey has no sex. Corey is a man and a lady. Take the path wherever you may go. goes to college, gets out of college, and what do you gotta do? You need a job. And that job, of course, in most situations, because nobody wants to pick up 50-pound bags of cement. Nobody wants to hang from the side of a friggin' building. I don't want to do that ice road you see on Discovery Channel. No ice road. I'm cool on that, dog. I'm like the college, dog. I'm cool. No truck driving. Police officers. Pow, pow, pow. Freeze. No, that job sounds dangerous. I'm corporate job. So customer service, bank, some kind of corporate job is what you end up with. And I used to think, man, corporate jobs are the sweetest, dog. Yo, it's air conditioned all the time. Bad broads everywhere. Yo, bad joints everywhere, right? Like little big ones and thin ones and short ones, all type of things. And this goes once again, both sexes. Good looking men there, guys who are educated, guys who dress semi-nice or nice when they come to work. The guys come, the ladies are dressed semi-nice, they're semi-educated or highly educated, they all make decent money. It's pretty much like a college where you all get paid with a bunch of people of different ages in it, you know? So when you first get there, it seems like the best thing in the world. You got all these cool events, you guys go hang out after work, you get drunk at lunch together. Oh, it's the best. Every once in a while at the Christmas party, somebody, bangs somebody else, and then we hear like, yeah, he banged Jen, they got drunk and they just finally did it, right? Oh my God, corporate's great, right? You say something stupid to the boss because you're drunk at the Christmas party, don't get fired. It's the best, right? So you keep going, and then you start saying, dang, no, I'm getting paid, but I'm not really getting paid. I only kind of get paid enough to do what? Come back 2 weeks later. I didn't pick it up at first. I thought I was doing great, but then I realized I'm doing great, but only great enough to be kind of happy. And as soon as I'm done being happy, I need my next paycheck. You notice that? But, less stress, great time. You get to enjoy all the free stuff, the free food they bring to you, all the great events, all the great stuff that comes with the corporate American lifestyle. Am I not correct? Oh, it's like fish and chips. Oh, mate. Oh, I feel like the Queen of England. I feel like the Queen of friggin' England. You know what I'm saying? Queen of friggin' England over here at the job. That's how I felt when I first got there. But then I started to pay attention to my managers and the people that are the leads and the people that are on higher levels. And you start hanging out with them after work. There'd be some dumb motherfuckers. I was like, how's this dumb motherfucker running over everybody? You know what I mean? And sometimes leads, they get it through hard work and numbers and stuff, but they don't let the hard workers really get past a certain point. Like, working hard isn't enough in corporate America. I don't know if you know that. Working hard is not enough in corporate America. Hear me now, okay? Let me tell you that one more time. I had to figure that out. Once again, as a, we're not talking about color, but as a brother, we have that old school mentality. Work hard and you'll get money. No. There's so much more involved. That's why we're talking about the soul for sale. All right? So, I started paying attention, and a lot of the guys that were like our actual managers that made more money, $20,000, $15,000 more than us, they were salaried and they were on call. But I didn't understand that part, because you just think they make more money than you and they never do any work. And basically what I come to find out is they basically want somebody who is more of a quarterback that keeps the team together. They can keep teams motivated. They do things like walk around and give everybody some chips, but they may never answer an email. Unless you put like a higher person's name in it, then they'll answer the email. Like, these guys almost seem like they don't even do any work, right? And they always get promoted and they always go higher. But then you get to be friends with them after years because they started out with you. And they start telling you about some of the other stuff. Like, I get paid this much, this is my salary, but they got me pretty much on call 24 hours a day now. So pretty much anytime they say I gotta work, I gotta work. Period. Anytime they say I gotta work, I gotta work. So that sucks. And they're kind of capped out. So anything extra that they get is based on what? A bonus. Now, here's the trick they do in corporate America. Whether you start with somebody or not, Every level of business in corporate America is based on your bonus comes from the person beneath you not getting their bonus. So your customer calls and tries to get something extra, right? You try to get something extra. You fix it, you get it done. Now you're gonna get your bonus because you got the phone call done quick, you didn't do any cancellations or refunds, and because your numbers are great at the end of the month, they're gonna give you a bonus because you kept the customer from getting their bonus of whatnot. A little piece of what I call the soul sale. This is where the soul sale begins in corporate America. You sell your little soul a little bit because you're like, screw the customer, I need this bonus, right? Screw the customer, I need my bonus, dog. Forget that. That's the game. So then you eventually become a lead or a manager. So all your statistics as a manager or a lead over that team you were either just a part of or now added to, your whole position is to monitor the people beneath you. The more you catch them messing up, the better your statistics for your bonuses. So basically, you're paid to look for trouble. Even if they're your friends, even if you've known them for years, you're basically paid to look for trouble. And this is when another piece of soul gets sold in the sale at the crossroad, right? After that, they come back. Oh, now you're a lead, you're a manager, but you're like, yo, I want that $100,000 money. I want to go to the corporate meeting. I want to go to the tie-up. I want to do my thing. Oh my God, I want to take the trips. I want the corporate card, right? I want to go to the bar and pull a black card out like, right? You can do it. But once again, you got to be real personable. You got to be one of those teen talk to everybody, sociable people. Pay attention to the people that lead you a lot of times. They're not always like the brightest book in the box, Donald Trump types. They're more like they wrote people, you know what I mean? They got this almost pimp-like. So anyway, as you get higher, you have to make a decision. Once they give me the $70, $80, $100,000, I'm going to be salaried, but guess what your job is now? As more of a department director, a department head. Your job now is not only to pretty much squeeze just the one level of team you have underneath you. You're not really squeezing that team anymore. Your job is to squeeze your group of managers you run. So now you squeeze them. And then they squeeze their guys beneath them. And this goes up and up and up until you get into the millions of dollars that CEOs make in the corporations we talk about. The top 18 CEOs, I think, make between one's like $100 million, I think the last guy's like $8 million. The CEOs make money. So it takes level. Each level it takes you from that first 60,000 or 50 or 40,000 you get from that job, every time you jump a level, you give up a piece of your soul. And that is what it's all about. Now, it may not be funny, it might be scary, but I'm gonna tell you one thing. There's some big booty hoes up in there. It's some nice free food up in there. You get a lot of Grubhub cards. You get extra time off. Man, it's like an economic slave plantation, and I'm like at the job, like swing low, sweet chariot, coming for to carry me home, swing low, sweet chariot. Yes, Master Boss, I had a TPS reports for you. It's no time, boss. Oh, I saw us to look you in the eyes like that there, sir. Go right ahead and use the water fountains. I goes into the bathroom, because that's the water fountains only eyes are allowed to use. Excuse me, sirs. I like what you're doing. Excuse me, I like this bagel. Thank you, sirs. Ooh, big booty. Oh, that's a white woman. Can't look at her. That, oh, sorry about that, boss. I'm telling you. And that's my take on the corporate soul sale. The salesman at the crossroad. So that's number one. Hope you enjoyed that. This is going to be the Hodgepodge. Oh, hey you guys. Yeah, I know. This one is, of course, about the ladies, my sweet babies. And this is part 2 of Cat Poop Crazy, episode 5. We be looking as stupid, okay? Looking as stupid, man, and whatnot. And this particular one is old school women versus new school women. Now, I don't know if I mentioned it. You guys probably heard me joke about it earlier, but I am actually a cold 47 years old. You may even notice I got a little bald spot up here. It's not because I'm young and balding. I'm almost a half a century years old. I just look phenomenal. I look phenomenal. But that's a whole nother story. I think I just have high testosterone. I think I'm one of those alpha males. Rah, alpha male. Okay, I've enjoyed that way too much. Anyway, old school women versus new school women. I have been dating women for 30 years. 31 years as of September 17th of 2022. That was my birthday. And I will tell you, it's a big difference. When I first used to start dating girls, right? Oh my God, this is so funny to me now. I used to think that black girls never gave it up and had sex. I used to think that white girls were like porn stars. Like we had this whole, okay. It's like you see a black girl, you're like, oh man, sis, yeah, sister girl, fine. You like, oh, I ain't hitting that though. She probably got church peoples. She ain't doing that. You know, she ain't giving no gawk 3,000 up to the bowl. You know what I'm saying? And then you see like Becky walking by with a book in a church. She's like in a Mormon outfit. And you just like, as I'm telling you, we was this stupid. We were this stupid. We were like, yeah, I bet you Becky gonna throw it down. She probably got that gawk for God. Yeah. We were idiots, right? So we used to approach girls in that manner. It would not. Now, being from Philly, it's a large majority African-American city, so I didn't have many chances to approach Mormon Becky for her gawk for God, which, man, it sounds great, right? Anyway, in Philly, so we would always approach the sisters kind of scared, like, man, she ain't giving me nothing. Like, you'd be surprised, like, I'm telling you, this is how we got so many babies out of wedlock. Because you'd be surprised you would get some pussy back in the 80s and 90s. You're like, oh shit, so, wait, you gonna have sex with me? I didn't get no condoms? No, I'm here. Okay, fine, baby. Gosh, Jesus. I'm telling you, that's ruined us in the 80s and 90s because we were so surprised black women started having sex with us. Like we said, what you doing? And then they started going, 3,000. You heard it? 3,000. Like a rapper, dog. They had bars. You know what I'm saying? So, Little Kim, the 90s era, Foxy Brown, you know, all the sexy bras, it all came along, and then all of a sudden, women was like, what? You better watch your back, homeboy. Yo, women used to pull up on me at the club like, hey, where you going? I mean, what you mean where I'm going? What you about to rob me? She like, no, I'm trying to see where you going. I'm just like, this is different. And this is when I started running into the modern woman, right? The modern woman is the woman I just described in full blown. It is gone so far beyond that now that hookup culture is now part of the modern woman thing. Now, I'm not married yet, so I'm still dating. And I can't get the hookup culture thing. Like, oh my God, like I got homies that got like whole plans and strategies, bro. Like they're like, yo, when we be at our homeboy's house in Malibu, like, yo, I'm gonna take a picture out here and I'm gonna use this for my Instagram, yo. So it always look like I'm in fly places. See, that's how you gotta do it. He said, anytime you post a picture, only ever post when you're in someplace dope. I was like, yeah, but that's not the real. I had homeboys that went as far as letting our rich homie told us we could use his address in Malibu on our real driver's licenses, so when we met women in LA, we could act like we lived in Malibu. And I'm just thinking to myself, because I'm a little older. I was just 30 when I get in here. Now I'm older. I've been here since 2008. I'm in my 40s now, so I was just turning in my early 30s when I got here. I was still semi-young. I could still 360 dunk and all that, by the way. And I was just thinking to myself, but yeah, like once I meet the girl with the picture at the Malibu house, and then at the Soho house, and then the address on my card says I live there. Well, once we go on a date, what do I do? Buy a hotel? I'm gonna bring her back to my my studio efficiency, 1 bedroom, whatever you want to call it. No. But the young boys, they do it, and they would go out and they meet the girl, and I used to think my homeboy was smashing like 100 joints. Every week he was chasing new joints. Every week. They just send them pictures of themselves naked. Women do not send pictures of yourself to men naked. They send them to their friends immediately. Anyway, this guy was checking all the time. I was like, yo, if we go out, he'd be talking. I was like, yo, this guy's got to be slayed. He would tell me about his Tinder hookups, and he was swiping. He was like, yo, I got this girl, and I met this girl, and then we went and we hooked up. And I'm going to tell you, here's the comedy and the difference. Now, with the old school women, once you've gotten past the 1 to 3 date rule, which is the third date, by the third date, that's when a woman decides whether she's going to go further with you or if it's over. So that's the rule. Nowadays, it can be first date, and you could be in a relationship, right? So my homeboy, the first couple of dates after the Tinder hookup, and this is the guy. This is the guy, by the way. And I've seen this with a couple of dudes. They're excited. My cousin is like this, and him. They're like little proteges. And I got a third one. I got like 3, 4 homies like this, right? They be excited like, oh girl, I got this new girl. She's so damn. She's so fat. She be 27,000 on your boy. Look at this picture of her. Look at this. Do you see her Instagram? She's so fine, dog. She's so fine. I'm just like, and then they start telling me some weird stuff like, yeah, but she do stay with this old dude that she sneaks over to have sex with me with. Oh yeah, she do got a slight drinking problem. Oh yeah. She is fresh in rehab. There's always something right. But they're hot. This is I think she won. That's the love of my life. They together with her as much time in these crazy situations with her. And then like a couple weeks later, hanging out as normal, watching a football game, going to a Lakers game or a Clippers game or watching something on TV, come through my house. And of course, being somebody's homie, what you gonna do? You're gonna ask them, so what's up with you and the old girl that you was all excited about? Cause you was like over the moon about her. Like, what's up with her? Cause I heard you might. Cause usually they always mention it, and then all of a sudden they're just gonna stop mentioning the person. They're gonna stop talking about it out of the blue, but they're not gonna say nothing. So ask them. You wanna really mess with your friend and you see that pattern? Ask them. Right? So, hilarious. So when I ask them, they always be like, man, fuck that bitch, man. Or the girl be like, I know the girl's side. I know guys. Man, that's her, man. That's her, man. And I just be like, wow. That escalated quickly. They'll have crazy stories about how the girl's setting them up for food, dropping them off at another guy's house, calling the cops on them, getting them in car accidents, making them take them to $300 dinners, and then not having sex with them. I found out that he told me that in a year of talking to about 16 to 20 women, going out on dates, hanging out with them, pretty much either hooking up on Tinder or something else, he said he smashed like 3 or 4, and the rest of my homies are about that. I would say I got a couple other homies that may be able to double. Rich guys don't count. My rich friends, I don't even count them. When you're rich, you can Will Chamberlain when you're rich. You can just go outside and say, hey, I'm rich. Who wants to try it tonight? Being rich is easy. But when these got regular guys, right? And they hate him after that. I'm like, yo, this is, and I can't get into it. And I just really don't understand modern women. Comparison. Who you gonna be? Who you gonna be? Who you gonna be? Who you gonna be? dating modern women from that perspective versus back in the day versus dating now. We used to have to go on a date and court them and go see the parents at the door. There wasn't no swiping right and nothing like that. We used to have to get on like a party line with a bunch of other idiots and hope we get lucky. And then she show up, she be kind of, you know, she don't be what you expect. You know, it was an old school catfishing where she sound good on the phone. I don't know if that happened to women where guys sound good on the phone, like, yeah, show you right, boo. Show you right, girl. I'm like, baby, I'll take good care of you. Like, just for Barry White, right? And then he show up and, you know, he's 5'3", he's missing an arm and he need a place to stay, you know? That I don't know if it's like that with women, but that's how it's like with men when we talk to some women. She be on the phone, she be like, hello, yeah, you know, I'm just chilling while I'm doing, you know, sitting here in my negligee, you know, not knowing that she laying there in a bath, a moo-moo, eating ice cream. Talk about your negligee. Anyway, so that's the difference between dating old school then and old school now. Now you just get a high angle picture. Look out for the high angle picture, boys. That's the modern woman trick I learned. See, back in the day, she just had a sexy voice and would talk dirty and you find out the hard way. You know, like on Friday, oh girl, you look like Freddie Jackson. You know how that worked out. But nowadays, it's the high angle photo. I done got caught. Now, I tell you, I done got busy with a couple of them jokes because I'm from Philly. I gotta do what I gotta do. I'm a real one, you know what I'm saying? But I was surprised when the lady showed up. Let's just leave it at that. Those high angle pictures, it's a big, big bag trick. What's another one? You know what, I'm gonna close this. I'm gonna kind of window open. I'm gonna close this for sound. Also, the second part of old school women versus new school women is, back in the day, I remember, like, even when we were in elementary school, which for me was in the mid-'80s and whatnot, you know, girls used to be talkative, but not, you know, but normally combative. You know, kids don't count. I think once you're about up until 12 years old, boys and girls are the same pretty much. That, like, it doesn't really shift until the hormones come in and then, you know, people start figuring out what they want to do with themselves on an adult level years later. But right around 12, 13, there's like this change and whatnot, right? So the difference I kind of noticed leaving old school women and young new school women are actually the same. My mom is a boomer. She used to tell me stories. She had 10 brothers and sisters, actually 11 brothers and sisters. She had like 5 sisters and 6 sisters and they were 6 sisters and 5 brothers. It was a million of them. My grandmom and granddad were like rabbits, bro. They were like trying to build a farm, right? So what happens is, they have a bunch of kids, but she told me that her mom, my mom, and my aunts, who are some of my nicest aunts today, they're like super nice. Like, oh, would you like some cherries? Would you like a sandwich? They don't curse. They go to bed at 9 p.m. They never get anything. She told me when they were 12 and 13 and in high school, I mean, they used to fight after school with other girls every single day. And this was in the 60s. So it told me that, you know what? I hear about girls fighting today and we just see it on the videos. I think they're being hard on that, young ladies. Younger women fight. I don't know what it is. Kids fight. Kids argue. But right around the time when it's time to date, I see a difference. Old school women, once they get an older age, they didn't really, I guess, kind of like deal with guys and whatnot. It's kind of like, if it wasn't like a date or like a vacation or like hard work or like a romantic interlude, the women kind of like was just like, y'all, that's y'all thing. I don't know about this football. I'm over here. You want some food? You know, and then I noticed in the modern days, shoot, a girl want to watch the football game more than I do. And when they're like, we watching the game today, I'm like, I guess so, baby. What kind of woman is this? And it's just weird. It's just weird. Just weird. And, you know, and of course, you know, you probably see on the Twitter some of the arguments and debates. Now, I've known men and women to argue, I think ever since I was a kid. I used to travel around Philadelphia when I was a kid. I used to see men and women arguing in the street all the time. Be some guy, you know, on the corner with his go, oh baby, man, come on, baby. And she, you know what? You ain't shit. You know, this one right here. This one right here with the arm. You ain't Jermaine, Jerome, Justine, Jarock. Yeah, you know. He getting all that right. And he, oh baby, man, come on, baby, no, you tripping, baby. Oh no, you ain't listening. You know. And you think, oh, let me go intervene. No, they'll jump on you and beat you into a freaking pulp out of love for each other. They're insane. So I used to think that was a different thing, but I think nowadays, back in the day, women used to argue with you, but they didn't get physical. Like nowadays, I see women like taking off on men. Like back in the 80s and 90s, no matter how much you argue with a woman, no woman would ever just like, unless they had, you know, you got people that are crazy. I'm talking about normal people that get in arguments with a lover. A woman previous to like 95, 98, they would just argue with you, but the guy would have to escalate it to physicality. Like I said, there's of course dysfunctional people. Let's not like count them. I'm talking about regular people that have a normal disagreement with their lover or relationship or friend. You know, we all argue with our friends, lovers. We even argue with our reverends. We argue with God. So, but you can have a reasonable disagreement with somebody. You know, you might get in a yelling spat with them, but you don't gotta attack each other, right? So back in the day, a woman really wouldn't escalate past talking stuff, and if it seemed to get too intense, they would shut it down, or everybody would kind of break it up, or the guy would kind of peel back. Recently, it seems like I see like modern women, boy, they ain't playing, boy. Like shorty be, she got the ponytail like me, shit, ducking it like Floyd, coming up like Mike Tyson on you. I'm like, dang, shorty. All right. Look, we will get the French dressing instead of the Italian. Fine, babe. Jesus Christ. So yeah, that's modern women versus old school women. Segment number 2 of episode 5. We be looking stupid. Now the logic of how we be looking stupid was, did you hear all those stupid things I talked about with the dating and all the dumb stuff I thought and all the stupid things I thought when I was young and how it's changed and you said we out here fighting each other. Oh. My friends with the fake photos, taking the pictures, the high angles. My homeboys with the fake photos in Malibu to trick the girls. They be in love for 2 weeks, then they not. We be looking and stupid, man. We be looking and stupid. Let's get to the next one. Yeah, that's how I be feeling when I'm about to talk about what I'm about to talk about now. So this is part 3 of episode 5 of the Hodgepodge. We be looking stupid. So this is another one right here where I felt like, yo, we be looking muy estúpido, mega tonto. I don't know how to say it in Spanish, but bad. You know, like gigante Saturday, gigante estúpido. That's how I be feeling. And this is another one, and this is just the whole process of meeting women in mating. I just didn't get it when I was young. I just didn't get it, right? So check me out. You know when you're a young boy, you got your homies, you about 12, 13. This is when around the time you start really kind of looking at girls. I'm sure this is the time the girls is looking at boys. You know, this is when that process starts of deciding, or girls are looking at girls, or boys are looking at boys, whatever it may be, modern times. Or girls that used to be boys looking at, but it's so complicated. It's so complicated. It's so complicated. Or boys used to be girls who are, anyway, everybody's looking at everybody around 12, 13, right? Everybody's looking at everybody, right? Around 12, 13. And you're figuring out what you want to do. So you start trying to approach people, and you always got your little crew of homeboys or homegirls that got like their little plans. You always got one or two that's more advanced. You know, he's got that one or friend that's just a little more advanced in romance and connection. Whatever, right? So they would always be the one, the first one to get dates and go out with boys or girls or whatever their thing may be. And you're like, man, I don't know how to do it. So you would go out and hang out with them. Maybe you go walk out on the strip in your city, or you go to the mall. Because, after school, we used to always go to the mall in the evening on the weekends and walk the circle in the mall and try to talk to the girls, right? Or the boys, whatever your thing is, right? You get my point. So my friends would have all these stupid strategies, and I would listen to my homie that was like the Mac with women, right? And the conversation would be literally the stupidest shit I have ever heard in my fucking life. The guy is sitting there. He pretty much walks up and insults her to start the conversation. Like, yo, ma, damn. Yo, your ass is fat, yo. Like, okay, I'm not saying that to a strange woman, but he said it, right? So then she get on it, but then he calms it down. You know what I'm saying? He should come hit him with I got a man. Oh, man, we can be friends. And I'm just listening to it like, if she told me she got a man, I'm like, oh, you got a man? Okay, man, you have a good night. I'm not doing the whole we share the stuff. No, I'm not a spit swapper. You got it, bro. Oh, you got a man? I just did not get it. And this is when no. And whatnot, right? This is so stupid, right? In elementary school, you see the guys that always were mean to the girls that ended up dealing with them or being kind of like the little play girlfriend or whatever. I could never understand it. I thought being nice to girls is what, boys are made from puppy dog, snails and tips and snails and everything, whatever it is, and girls are sugar and spice and everything nice, right? So I'm thinking it's that and never hit a girl. That was a thing and whatever else, right? We had all these rules. So I'm like all super nice, and all the guys that were breaking all the rules were getting all the girls through elementary school, high school, and they would try to they would go as far, because if you were the guy in the crew who wasn't good with girls, you really didn't know how to talk to them, they would do stuff like while you're out, they would literally like push you into a girl, like, you hate the girl, but oh, I'm sorry, my fault. Come on, man, why you playing, man? Why you playing? Oh my God, right? Remember that? Pushing you into a girl, or to like bump you into a girl so you hit the girl. Now, I think I met one girl like that one time, but never became my girlfriend. But I did meet a girl like that once. But I pretty much, some of my friends are being stupid. They bumped me into you because they heard me say I was cute. Now, what I learned after a while, once I got to college, once I finally got to sit down and talk to women in a more debatable situation, and I'm sure the same for anybody else, women talking to men, boys talking to boys, girls talking to girls, whatever your thing may be, you start around college, high school, everything's still a little, dude, he's the football captain, he must be a better person. No, all that changes once you get to college, right? And you start actually talking to people and like hearing what people think about politics and science and space. See, when you're in high school, everything is surface level, music, fun, basketball, school, breast, butt, ding ding, whatever your thing might be, right? But once you get to college, it becomes very existential. People start finding themselves. And then people kind of hone in on what they are. And what I found out, because I could finally talk to somebody who had a working brain, because I'm telling you, up until 18, your brain is not working, bro. I thought mine was working, but it was not working at all. I think it took me like 35 before it... Okay, it's still not functioning right. So that's a whole nother thing. Mind your business. How dare you judge me? Only God can judge me. I think Tupac said that. So I think we're fine on that situation. But we get to college, and I started to find out from women that they said, they would disclose to me over time that, we think that when a guy is nice to us all the time, or he isn't always harassing us, or they think you don't like them. That's what they used to tell me. They say, that's why we didn't talk to boys who didn't really harass us, like, or say like really not, hey ma'am, how you doing, ma'am? How you doing? Do you like flowers and sunshine, ma'am? And walks on the beach? Yeah, like man, boy, you don't really like me and whatnot. The guy that's like willing to kind of push a little bit or be the guy that's real persistent, you know, and whatnot. He's the one. And I was like, oh, so it's not really about me being mean per se. I just have to be persistent. Well, okay, I can do that and whatnot. And then I'd hear him say stupid stuff. And I realized it was because they were saying so many weird things to the woman that when stuff would go wrong, they would then turn around and come back and have to pretty much throw something weird at the woman. Well, once you get to a certain age, I've only seen certain guys that I still know that do that. But that's a whole nother sad scenario. You basically, now you can have that discussion normally with them. And it's like a whole different approach. So now that I've kind of gotten past thinking how stupid it is, and I understand all the reasons why they like the guy that pulled their hair, why they like the guy that insulted them and made it, girl, your ankles look dusty, girl. What's your name? You know what I mean? Girl, can I rub lotion on the back of your kneecaps like a Moshe Duke Jackson type stuff? You know, what? This stuff, ugly dudes can do this stuff. It's amazing and whatnot, right? So that's how it goes down in the world. And that is when you finally learn the mating strategy. Man, it took me years to figure this out. I hope this helps somebody out there that's confused by the mating strategy, and may the best all come your way. That's it, part 3. Who's the man with the master plan? Yeah, it's time for part 4 of episode 5, the Hodgepodge. We be looking at stupid, man. We be looking really stupid. So this one is called Who's the Man? This used to be a song, and remind me about this right now because it's another thing that we be looking at stupid, man. Now, I don't know if you noticed, I am a bit chocolatey, and I am what they call an African American. When I think they call me the American Negro in like science books. And when I think this is what they actually call us, right? Hilarious. Oh my God, crikey, Mike. I think that's an American Negro. Maybe I should go over and see if he wants to play some craps. Like what? Anyway, right? Crazy. But part 4 is all about things that are going on, and this is all about my people. And I have one frustration and one conundrum that kind of freaks me out. I am from Philly, a majority African American city. I come from like a real B1 pro-righteous, fight the power, yeah, fight the power. You know, one of them Chuck D Public Enemy kind of families, right? We gonna fix this and we gonna change that and we gonna save the hood, and the cops is just like super pro-black, super duper pro-black, right? I mean, like black, like purple black. Like you say I'm like brown black? No, I'm talking like leather black. Like so black, they purple. That's how black power they are, right? Real talk. So black, they purple. They purple black. Leather black. They leather black. That's how black their black power is, right? So the people that used to complain the most though, in my family, my friends, most of the people I met at school, when I went to college, I used to go to a black university, historically HBCU, historically black college and university and whatnot. And most of the people that I met that were doing like the hardest on it, they were always just the biggest dumbasses in the crew. Biggest dumbasses in your family. You always be messing up, can't keep a job, always tearing up, always crying, complaining, all about it. And it's just like, yo, why can't you get you done, right? And so, of course, as a pro-black person that understands the history of America, a lot of the things you're going to always say is, well, you know who it is. It's the man. I'm like, the man? I was like, oh, I know who the man is. Mr. Charlie, Mr. Bobo. How you doing, sir? Oh, hey, YouTube. How you doing, buddies? Oh, sorry, Mr. Zuckerberg. Didn't mean to call you out. That wasn't me, that was them. Who's the man? Actually, that's crazy. But the man. And I'm like, damn, dude, like, I get it and whatnot. It's always your fault. But you know what the funny thing is? If you talk to this same person, this super thug, this super gang, this crazy living a hard life, I'm being held down, they got a foot on my neck. Oh, I rip the face off. But dude, when they actually meet like real Caucasian Americans and what they consider the man, you know, my J bros with J fros that Kanye is all hype about. And whatnot, Kanye like, hey, well, I don't like my J bros with J fros. Yo, I get it, but chill. Everybody ain't on the team of the super rich and powerful. Some of us just average Kanye and whatnot. But that's a whole nother discussion we'll have one day in a different cat poop crazy video. But back to who's the man? So who's the man? All these super B1 tough people, they got this one weird thing about them. They think that all Caucasian people and non-African Americans are weak, not tough, they're scary, like they could just bully them and do anything they want. Now, I'm just like, wait, stop. Your whole concept of why you're struggling is based on this super powerful group of people that got their foot on your neck. But every time you see one in the street or you see a comedian on the stage, oh, look at that punk behind Caucasian male. Look at that punk behind J Bro with his little J Fro and his little glasses, looking all cute and innocent like he Woody Allen. That's don't they? Them little they act like they gangster. But yet, those are people that you claim are kicking your butt. So who's the man? The man might be you. It's a deep thought, right? I know. I'm like joking and stuff too, but it's kind of, it gets deep. It's deep. We still want to respect the history of what happened. Of course, you want to be aware of it. But the whole point of this is, I skipped the part by mistake. So I'm going to do it right now. And we are still in the middle of it. And we will have the ending at the end that I had before. And then I'll cut it. And then I'll put this in it and do stuff to make it look cool. I don't know. I'm just trying to make a complete video. I'm cat poop crazy, right? Meow. Anyway, we are still in part 4 of Who's the Man? I forgot about the other thing that my people get me a little perturbed about. So you know how, once again, problems in America, the cops, Black Lives Matter, the cops is on us, Kanye says white lives matter, does whatever he does, just all kind of madness, right? You're like, man, this is crazy. And what do the pro-black brothers say? Man, we should go back to Africa, man. Go back to the motherland, man. You know what I'm saying? Go back home, man, where it's better, man. We should all go, all 40 million of us here in America. Yeah, all 40 million of us. They want us to pick up, go back to Africa, take all our resources over there and help rebuild Africa with the Africans. And I'm just like, yeah, I feel you, but like, I kind of like my electricity being consistently on. Now, it might take, that's wrong, girl. But let's be fair. If all African Americans actually did pick up, go back to Africa, in 25 to 50 years, we could probably make it look like America all over the place. That is true. But at this time, with the infrastructure they have, you're going to spend the next 20 to 30 years with, you see how my lights is all on right now and they like staying on? Like in Africa, you could be in like a big African city. And it's not like LA, like, oh, rolling blackouts. No, there ain't no rolling blackout. It's just blackout for no reason. It's just like, oh no, well, Oretulo stepped on the plug. Like, wait, the plug? You mean like the plug for the whole city? Okay. Wow, this Africa thing's different, right? So number one, I can't feel it. But they're like, yeah, you gotta go back to Africa, man. Number one, you can't even afford a plane ticket to Africa. It's like $3,000. Man, that's your tax check. And you need like 4 kids to get that. And I doubt you can spend all $4,000 on a plane ticket. And what you will eat when you get there? Africans? No. It's just a bad idea. And we're not. What's the other? Yeah, they want to go back there. We would go back to Africa. Now, I'm going to tell y'all something about the government. They real smart. And if you think the government hates you here and who's the man got his foot on your neck, guess what the man and my J Bros with J Fros are going to do once you actually all get back. Let's say we all pick up. We all pick up tomorrow. Let's get in the magic boat. We all pick up tomorrow and we go back to Africa as kings and queens, returning home, right? The day that the last African American, he gets to Nigeria, he lands, he like, I am home. And then there's gonna be the man, and my J-Ro's just sitting there like, okay, is he the last one? Yep, that's the last one. They're all gone. Okay, fire the nuke. Hit West Africa where most of them landed. If we all went back, the government would attack Africa the very next day. Like, we could get them all in one swipe. No more problems. No more Michael Jacksons. No more Martin Luther Kings. All in one swipe. CIA playing COINTELPRO, done and done. So I'm going to tell you, as a safety measure, brothers and sisters, do not go back to Africa or they're going to wipe us all out. That's real talk. So that's a bad plan. The bad plan on us. That's another thing that make me all mad about it. It's unrealistic, dog. And this is why we look kind of, it's stupid, man. Dude, think about it. We're struggling as the lower economic group. Most minorities, not just African Americans, but most minorities in America, in general, are kind of struggling financially. So you need to be able to pick up and sell, have enough for a ticket for every family member to go back. Then you're gonna need money to survive while you're there, but you ain't got no job. I don't think Monster.com works really good when you're trying to get a job in Africa. Maybe it does, maybe it don't. Hopefully you can get a remote job, but most people can't. So you're probably gonna have to try to find work. So now you gotta find it fast enough before your money run out. You're talking, with a family, you're talking $10,000, $15,000, $20,000 move, $30,000 move, man. Straight up. Then you gotta get the gig. So you probably gotta have a gig before you go there and find it. Then you get over there, and I'm gonna tell you, here's my thing. Now this is personal. Now you know, Cackle Crazy Carl, my brain is slightly dysfunctional. So I say stupid stuff. But I'm gonna tell you, as much as I miss Mama Africa, I got enough Nigerians in my DMs and in my phone asking me for personal information right now. I've had enough of the experience. I'm just saying. 3 times a day, every week, oh, could you use this card to get a Mac ID for me? Why? Because Africa is tough. Okay, dude. Your name is Alijar Joseph. It was Alijar. Alijar was his actual name. Yeah, I'm cool with that. So that's that. And slightly unrealistic, but I think what we can do, we can still save our cities. We can still save America. And just, guys, everything is not the man's. Who's the man? It's not the man's fault. Everything Kanye, it's not my J Bros with those cute little J Bros. It's not always them. Sometimes it's us not doing our part. Because Kanye, you're a billionaire. You're a billionaire, bro. Why don't you have your own record company? Why don't you have your own movie studio like Tyler Perry? Why don't you have your own fashion brand that is easily selling hard in the hood and around the city of Chicago? Why isn't there a Kanye clothing factory in Chicago? It's not the man. You know who's the man? You're the man. And remember that and have confidence in yourself. Now that is the end of part 4 of episode 5 of the Hodgepodge. We be looking a stupid. Stop making yourself look stupid, my people, and get right. Yeah, I think I need to sue these guys. Anyway, This is all about something called rules are made to be broken. And this is part 5 and our final part of episode 5, the Hodgepodge. We be looking at stupid, okay? I think I look kind of stupid right here because apparently the company that starts with the B word probably saw me out in LA. You guys, I actually own this exact same. You see the sheer shirt? The white pants, the little hair bun. This person saw me out somewhere and was like, he's in the new line. I probably owe $10 million. Just to say, at least up to my channel, please. Anyway, in the final part of rules are made to be broken, I have had these experiences because, you know, I'm mildly elderly, even though I'm fairly spry and whatnot. I'm kind of spunky, as the kids would say. And when I don't think kids use spunky anymore, but I guess that's when you're old, you say stuff like that. Oh yeah, spunk. He's got a lot of spunk. Okay, Grandpa, chill it out. Don't bust a blood vessel, okay? Go ahead and text something. Matter of fact, don't text something. You'll probably have a heart attack. Too much action, okay? Calm it out, Grandpa. Too much stimulation. Probably have a seizure. Anyway. Why rules exist? When I was a little kid, I used to be into video games a lot, right? And I also went to school, elementary school. Like you, if you are an American or anybody that's lived in a Western style country, you went to a style of school called the Prussian school system, which is basically about order, timing, structure, to pretty much set you up to be a functional person in the following society, which is the work world, being to work on time, getting up in the morning, showing up, doing your part, being a teammate, being part of a group, doing something forward. This is what school is basically really here to teach you. And then later in life, you specialize in the things you actually want to do once you go out and you use this basic experience, right? So at school, I was smart, but I didn't like to study or stuff like that. I hated to study. I was smart enough to actually get A's and B's for the first 8 years of school. I got all A's and B's. Never had a problem. I never studied. I always did my homework the night before. Half the time I didn't do the homework, and I would go get an A on the test. And past that, I would just follow the rules. I would follow the instructions. Now, other people who probably worked harder than me would fail, have struggle, get in trouble. And I'm like, I couldn't understand it, but I didn't grasp it yet because I was too little. So then I got video games. Now, anybody here who's a gamer, you got these things back in the day called instructions. You used to get a little booklet in the game cartridge box that had all the instructions to the game, the rules, the tricks, and all that, what all the buttons did. I noticed there were two kinds of people. There was me, who when I bought the game, I would read the entire box, and then I would read the book all the way through, inside. Then I would put in the game and play, because now I know everything to do. And I'd always be really good at the game, way before everybody else, and usually end up being the best person at the game over time, right? And I could do this with any video game. Once I read that book, I start playing you, I be doing something like, oh my God, how you do that? Oh my God, how you do that? I'm like, dude, this is your game. It's right here in the book on page 3. You just hit these twice at the same time. Like, little stuff. And they just sitting there figuring it out on their own. And I was just like, dang, this guy's as smart as I am. He's not dumber than me. I'm as smart as this. This is my man. He's smart. I think he's smarter than me. But he does struggle in school and he talks a lot. And I was thinking, you know what? This guy doesn't like to follow the rules. And I started to pick up year after year and almost a decade of consistent routine by people. My friends used to always not read the book. I kicked their butt. I had to teach them the game. And it got to the point, if you're a gamer, there's something called the cheese, where you figure out something that's wrong with the game. And then there's stuff that's just in the book that they think is cheesy, but you just don't tell them how to do it. You just keep it to yourself until they figure it out, or they get the effort up to read the book. So that was my elementary and high school phase. Then I got into the later phase, because now you're 16, 17, you driving cars, you know, you doing whatever you're doing, you bumping some little Nicki Minaj or something, boom, 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 boom. You know, you getting your Mary J. Blige on, you're ugly, I can't dance like Mary J. Blige. You know, Mary J. Blige can't dance. Like, go Mary, go Mary, go Mary, go Mary. It's like, oh God, stop Mary, stop. Just stop. I think that's why she got divorced. But that's a whole nother thing. So basically, I noticed that people going to jail, people getting in trouble, people having problem with police officers, people having problem at restaurants and stores and at businesses, people always losing jobs. And the one consistent thing I saw with all these people, it was almost not really anybody actually hating on them. They just did not want to follow the rules. They wanted to do it their way, any way they could. I had a homeboy, you know, rest in peace to this day, who I was worried about him because he hated following the rules. If they said do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 to get 100 on the test, he'd be like, well, I'm gonna do 1, then I'm gonna jump to 6, then I'm gonna see what 7 and 8 is. And I'm gonna just ignore all the stuff for the test. And then he'd be like, why I failed? I was like, well, because you didn't do 1 through 5 like they asked you to. Just follow the rules. He would get a job. He got a job, great job, paying him great money, everything's working out fine. But he wanted to be in another section of the job during the daytime so he could be out in the public looking cute. But that part actually paid less. So what this guy did, he actually sabotaged and quit the job, switched to the other one, messed up his whole pay, he ended up quitting all the jobs together. But if he'd just waited and followed the rules, all the things would have went better than him. I'm gonna tell you, everything in life, in America, in this structure, in this world, there are strategies and there are rules. Sports is another example where I would see the hate to follow the rules people. Yeah, people would understand double dribbling and walking, for example, in basketball is fine. But what people wouldn't understand is that there are certain strategies for life, for sports, for politics, for television. There are certain strategies that I am using as I speak to you now that I don't even know I'm using, is the point. To make it sound good or funny or my voice going up and down, I don't know, right? It's all part of the plan. And when these people, they ignore all these things. And then they wonder why they end up in jail. They end up, you know, with life problems, money problems, personal issues, personal conflicts, friendship issues, all those things. But everybody I know that is a master of following the rule and respecting strategies, they do fine. A perfect example right now in basketball is Russell Westbrook. Yes, if you're a Laker fan, you know who I'm talking about. This guy is not following any rules. Teammate, pass the ball, what? Play defense, what? Talk to the homies, what? Be respectful to reporters, what? Right, play hard. You see the meme. What you talking about? That question, no. This bull is not playing the rules and he can't understand. Allen Iverson, his career ended in a marred way. He didn't want to follow the rules and structure. And you know what their idea is? I finally figured out psyche of the rule breaker and whatnot. Because rules are made to be broken, but they must be broken properly. They think that, okay, if everybody else is following the rules, right? And everybody else is following this structure, what I'm going to do is some crazy shit outside of that. Because then, if I can master that crazy shit that nobody else does, I'll be the best one ever and some next level creator to the game. But what they don't know is, people have been around for 40,000 to 400,000 years. The reason rules and strategies for games and things that have been around for hundreds of years is because idiots like you already tried it, dumbass, and it didn't work, and it was a total fail, and they had to write it the fuck down because stupid fucks like you lose arms over some bullshit. You go and get a hamburger, lose an arm because a dumb motherfucker like you. That's why rules are meant to be followed. McDonald's back in the day had to start putting hot on coffee because some broad sued them for like millions of dollars because she said the coffee was hot and they didn't tell her. That's why rules exist. So, that is the final one, part 5. I hope you guys enjoyed this TED type talk of Hodgepodge, episode 5. We be looking at stupid. And don't you tell me we don't be looking at stupid when we don't follow the rules. You think back in your life, every time you didn't follow the rules, you didn't follow instructions, how many times did it really turn out great for you? Think about it. Yeah, you might get lucky. Everybody can drop poop on a dime from 100 feet some days. God, I just made that phrase up. That sounds hilarious. Drop poop on a dime from 100 feet. Yeah, everybody can do that. You know what I mean? But that's luck or a lot of practice. But dude, sometimes just follow the rules, follow the strategies, master them, and then create within them. And that is the magic. And thank you guys for watching the video if you watched the whole video. Cat Poop Crazy Carl. Check me out on the Twitches and the Twitters. Mr. C the Enforcer, Poppy Carlo. Like, share, subscribe, man. Send this shit to people. Sub this, man. Let's get us the road to 1,000. Get me up, man. Make me famous for no reason, man. Hit the like button. You don't even gotta watch the video. Just hit sub, hit like, come through, hit like every once in a while, and just leave. You don't even gotta watch the video, bro. Real talk. Peace out. I love y'all.